Okay, so you've made your paper, you've drawn your people on the back of some of your paper or on a white paper and then traced it and cut them out. So here's all my little people. And as you cut, you saw in my video that I saved the negative space, all the negative spaces, and I didn't cut anything, like a leg didn't fall off or anything like that. So you want to be careful with that. You want to make sure you're saving everything. This looks a little awkward until you drop in her arm, and that kind of helps it a little bit. And it's a little crooked, but it's okay. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 people to work with. I could make another one. I could easily make another one. But one thing I wanted to show you is that now what to do with them. You're arranging things, okay? So that's what a composition is about. So sometimes you can, here's one where we use the negative space just on patterned paper on black. Very interesting. So I have some of this patterned paper. You can also take something like this and start arranging your people on something like that. That's not quite as interesting. Oh, that's much better. See, when you overlap and kind of integrate them in together, it's much better. But the background right now is just a background. You want to kind of maybe see the background as a texture. Look at that. See, now the background becomes a texture. I could also use this here. Now my background is that painted paper. I have a lot of different options here. I could start arranging my paper or papers. I could tear. And set this. I don't want it to line up exactly. I want to think about how I can use some of my compositional ideas. Let's straighten her out a little bit so she's standing upright. So that makes my paper become crooked if I used it like this. I kind of like this edge. Can you see this edge over here where this is showing through? So I'm going to maybe do another tear. Now when you tear, if you're tearing against the grain of the paper, and you might not know if you are, you see how I'm holding my thumb down so it can't go into this, or my hand, because it might go into this and then you'll be really sad. I'm exposing. I'm also getting rid of some of this white here. So a little more interesting, right? I could take her and repeat her over top of this. So basically you're composing. A composition is an arrangement. So I'm composing. I got movement going on. I'm still not completely happy with this. What if? You have to do a lot of what ifs. I'm going to cut. I kind of like maybe her standing way back here in the background. I could also have her peeking out here. That's a little more interesting. So she's being overlapped just a touch by this. I've got all these raggedy edges. I'll trim all that up later. I'm going to take this and turn it upside down again. I don't like this straight edge though. So let's tear this a little bit. Now if you tear towards you like this, you're going to get a white line. If you tear away from you, the line is on the other side. So you don't get that. Can you see there's no white here? So if you tear away from you, I just learned that by watching a video. See, I don't have a white line. Sometimes I like the white line. Sometimes I don't. Gonna save these papers. Save all your scraps. They're good stuff. So now that's a little more interesting. And I also want to straighten her up. So to straighten her up, I need to straighten her up. Let's see. Should I do another tear? Tear away. And I want to kind of look at her, not the edge of the paper. So hopefully straightening things a little bit. A little better. I'm not liking this though. So more tearing away from me, pushing what I'm tearing off away from me. Now the cool thing here is that I've got now this negative space making her, but then I have this nice edge, kind of a raggedy edge there that makes her. They're all lined up and there's 4 of them and I don't like that. So I might draw another person now. I might also come back in. There's a lot of what ifs that are coming into play. Do we like that better? I kind of did like that better. It's a little softer. It's not so harsh. I can use this in another spot with another collage. The beauty here is that you end up with quite a few collages when you're doing this. So you want to figure out where that goes. That's not it. There it is, because that's the hand. And where this goes. It's a lot of time arranging and figuring it out. Figuring it out. There we go. So one other thing I wanted to show you is, you remember when if you look here, she kind of has an outfit on. So I'm going to, there's a couple ways you can do this. I'm going to just kind of wing it, but I want to put like a hint. Can you see? There. I want to put a hint of this shirt on her. So I'm going to flip it like this, and or if you flip them both, then you're good. See, now I'm working on the back side of both of them. I just want to have this shirt, and I want it to come down to here, and I can't see that, so I'm going to real carefully. There. So this shirt kind of is baggy, comes down, kind of some fun angles, some fun wrinkles. Just be dramatic with it. And then I'm going to, where'd she go? Oh, here. I'm going to also give her a skirt. So there's her shirt, backside of both. I'm going to mark where I want that skirt. Did I cut that? Nope. It gives me an idea of the skirt, the angular, kind of, don't be straight, it's not a straight triangle. Okay, so now I'm going to cut these out and see what happens. You're not committed to anything because we haven't glued anything down yet, which is a good thing. Now you don't really need to save the negative spaces. I'm going to give that a little flip on that skirt. So there's her skirty skirt. And this shirt is going to be fun. It doesn't have to be exact. You could draw clothes back onto them. You could just use their silhouettes. But I felt like she was cold. So I gave her some clothes. So this could overlap here too. I kind of like that a little better. But I'm wondering if this should be here to connect. Now we've got this girl way back here. I don't know, is that how we have it? And now she has a short and a skirt. Kind of fun. So you don't have to give them clothes, you can. I could go ahead and give her clothes now back. I could cut these out again and give her some clothes there. What you do with this, you're arranging, you're composing. I want to maybe tuck these in a little closer, push her back there, and maybe put her overlapping. That's a little more interesting. So my composition would be something like this. So prepping your paper, you're drawing your people, use the videos that I have set up for you. I have lots of books that you can draw people from and magazines you can draw people from. And then you're collaging, you can use magazines, there's all kinds of things you can do with this. But you're arranging and collaging, arranging first, checking in with me, checking in with a neighbor, and then putting it together into a final collage.